This is my Trek FX1 that has been converted to an e-bike. Today, I'll be removing the e-bike conversion kit, installing an adjustable stem to accommodate a really upright riding position so that I can use it for indoor training with Zwift this winter. I'm still experiencing some shoulder pain, especially when riding a drop bar road bike, which I had on my trainer before this bike. So let's dig in and get this bike ready. We'll start by cutting the zip ties holding the power cable to the fork and disconnect it from the 500-watt hub motor. Next, I'll unscrew this hose clamp, which I use to hold this brace in place. The brace prevents the hub motor from stripping out the dropouts in the fork when power and torque are applied. Alright, now it's time to remove the front wheel with the hub motor attached. First, I need to disconnect the V-brakes to give us some clearance. Next, I loosen the axle bolts holding the wheel to the fork. Then, we slide it out. This is much heavier than I remembered. With the front wheel removed, it's time to remove all the cables for the e-bike kit. It's just a matter of cutting all those zip ties holding the cables to the frame. I need to be careful not to damage any of the cables while cutting the zip ties. Next, I remove the controller box, and that's followed by the display screen on the handlebars. With the e-bike conversion kit removed, it's time for some spring cleaning. I'll give it a quick bath with some Dawn Power Wash. Let's make room for that adjustable stem. You can see here I'm struggling to loosen that bolt. This is due to my shoulder injury. After an adjustment, I can remove the two bolts holding the handlebars in place. And just like that, the handlebars are liberated. Now, let's remove the stem. I'll start by unscrewing the bolt that holds the top cap in place. This is followed by the two bolts that clamp the stem to the steerer tube. Once those are loose, the stem just slides right off. And here's the Shoulder Saver 1000, or in other words, the adjustable stem. The process for installing this is almost the reverse process as how it was removed. We'll slide it onto the steerer tube. Next, we'll screw on the top cap. This sets the preload on the headset bearings. Once that's set, we'll tighten the two bolts that clamp the stem to the steerer tube. Lastly, I'll adjust the stem to accommodate my desired upright riding position. With the new stem in place, I should have been able to just slide on the old handlebars and tighten everything down and be ready to go. But nope. Stupid me didn't take measurements before I bought the adjustable stem. The old handlebars are too narrow and won't fit. So, I'll have to transfer everything over to some new bars from my parts bin. Once that's done, I can install the new handlebars and we're almost done. With a cockpit ready to go, it's time to install the original front wheel. Off camera, I took the tire and inner tube off the e-bike front wheel and transferred them over to this wheel. Once this wheel is in place, I need to adjust the front brakes. The e-bike wheel had a slightly wider rim than the original front wheel. This requires me to make an adjustment to the cable tension. Once that's set, I notice that one of the calipers is not actuating correctly, and I need to adjust the tension with a screwdriver. After a few tweaks, we're good to go. Next on the docket are some pedals. I took the pedals from the road bike I originally had on my indoor trainer, and I'll use them here. First, I apply some grease to ensure that the pedals are easily removed in the future. Next, I use an Allen key to screw the right pedal onto the crank arm. Off camera, I installed the left pedal. Since I'm changing to a more upright riding position, I'll want to swap out the original saddle with something more appropriate. But first, I'll make sure to apply grease to the inside of the seat tube. Next, I'll install a seat post with a nice and wide Brooks saddle. This should provide the comfort I'm after. Next, I'll put the bike back in the stand and make sure the bike is shifting well by running through all the gears. If you made it this far, you're a true champion. If you like this video, show that thumbs up button some love and subscribe for more bicycle restoration content.